Welcome, everybody, to Straight Shoot, a wrestling podcast. I am back today with Heel Kev. Heel Kev, how are you doing, sir?
Yo, your resident duck shirt guy is doing fantastic, and even better because we are finally back on YouTube, guys. We've heard you in the comments section. We heard you on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We got your carrier pigeon the other day. We heard you. We are here, and we are ready to make some content. I'm excited, Steve, anytime I get to sit down with you, Santi, or Wheezy, and just get to make content about what we love. It's going to be a good day. And to have you guys requesting it and asking for more of it kind of makes us all feel validated in a way. So yeah, I think I need this just as much as you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, before we get into the video, which we've got a really great topic today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the Straight Shoot Wrestling channel. Now, on to the video. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 superstars that Kevin and I both believe need to be signed by WWE today. Now, Kevin has his list, which I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more different than mine because I went with a very simplistic, big names, guys that have maybe already been with the company and guys that definitely should be with the company. Kevin is more of an indies guy, so I have a feeling our styles are going to completely go separate on this. So we're going to give you 10 pro wrestlers that should be signed by WWE today. And Kevin, I'm going to let you start this one off.
I agree with everything you said. I do think that, you know, you and I, we like similar things, but we like very much different things. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have some that overlap, but for the most part, I do think we're going to be on opposite sides. With that being said, I want to start out with somebody that has been talked about for the last 9 months, probably closer to maybe even a year, right around the time this bloodline thing happened, more specifically when Solo was brought in. Mm-hmm. I have nothing against Solo. I have no bad things to say about him. I think he's done great in the role that he's in. But for me and my money, a better enforcer for the bloodline, somebody who's going to be more believable, somebody who's going to be more impactful. Give me Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Juicy from MLW. I mean, come on, man. MLW, Juicy Fatu. The best way I can put it, if you take the devastation of Umaga and you mix it with the speed of Jey Uso, you're going to end up with the Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because that's a great pick, first off. And it's kind of funny because Jacob Fatu, for being the size he is, it's impressive how quickly he moves. Like,
scary.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, like Solo moves quick for a big dude. Umaga moved quick for a big dude. So did Quiche before he started getting on the big side. And so did Yokozuna before he really started having his weight issues. But Jacob Fatu blends that all perfect, and I think he's also got like that big man muscle underneath of some of that little bit of weight. Man, it is unprecedented how quick he is.
He's believable to be in any role. He's believable to, you know, help get the smaller, faster guys over, but he's believable to take out some of your bigger talent like a Cody, like a Damian, to have an amazing heavy-hitted match with Brock Lesnar. I don't see how there's a downside to having Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, the only thing I could say, and I think this is going to be like a repetitive thing from me, especially with the more indies guys, you gotta, when you go to WWE, you gotta figure out how to conform to WWE, and we've seen that with the likes of FTR, CM Punk, the Hardys later in their career, where they just can't conform to like the corporate standard that is WWE. So that's the only thing that would concern me about Jacob Fatu. That yes, he is Samoan blood, but can he get rid of the chains that are the indies and conform to the big stage?
Yeah, and I don't think, I want to be very clear because me and you have talked about this plenty of times offline, but just to clarify for the comment section, we're not saying that anything that these people do is wrong. It's just not the way WWE wants it. So by no means are we saying that they're bad or they're wrong or they're not talented.
Yeah.
It's just, there's many ways to do things and they need to go from the way that they like it to the way that WWE wants it.
Yeah.
So not to say that either one are wrong, they're just not the same.
Exactly. Dude, great first pick. I'm coming in hot with my first pick, and as of the recording of this video, this person is not signed with WWE. Now, there has been the rumors in the rumor mill going absolutely crazy over the last couple of weeks coming out of SummerSlam that this man has potentially signed a deal with WWE, but nothing has been confirmed. Now, for me, this is one of the most exciting pieces of news, but it is also one of the most depressing pieces of news, because if this man signs, he needs to be in front of the camera. And that man being the national treasure, Nick Aldis. This man has needed to sign for WWE for nearly a decade. He is amazing on the mic. He is amazing in ring, and he just has the look of a WWE guy. If you guys don't know who Nick Aldis is, stop this video right now and go watch the match versus Cody Rhodes. What was that, Ring of Honor?
You had the original All In, and then you had the NWA 75.
NWA 75. Yeah, the NWA 2 out of 3 falls match was insane. Nick Aldis is one of those ones that he could work anyone on the WWE roster, from young talent to the veterans, even AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns. He can fit into any story. What?
I'm sorry, I had to throw Gunther in there.
Gunther. Oh man, that would be a European battle for the ages. But the biggest thing is, and why I said my heart will be broken, is because the rumor is Nick Aldis won't be coming over from, I believe he's over in Impact right now. He won't be coming over as a on-screen talent. He will be a producer. Think about who the producers in WWE could be at this point. Triple H, Abyss, the new signing of Robert Roode. You also have Tyson Kidd, and now you have Nick Aldis coming in potentially. That is just 5 minds from 5 different areas of the industry putting on some of the biggest matches in the world.
Yeah, and William Regal also holds a seat at that table.
Yes, I forgot William Regal.
So, I mean, I would love to be a fly on the wall during those war room conversations. It probably gets pretty heated. It probably has a lot of back and forth. But more times than not, they're going to take that lump of coal and squeeze it into a diamond.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to keep that one short and sweet. Nick Aldis speaks for himself. Nick Aldis has to come into the WWE at some point. If it's a producer, oh well, at least we've got that mind. But he would be incredible, like Paul Heyman, even as a manager standpoint. I could see him walking anyone down the aisle to put them over. So it would be great. Kev, who's your second
one? My second one was actually Nick Aldis.
Oh, shit, okay.
So, like I said, we're going to have ones where we agree, ones where we disagree. I do think this one we're going to agree, because I kind of figured we were going to have some overlap, so I did have a backup list. And I'm going to go and throw this guy in there, and I do think you and I will definitely agree on this. He's one of your very own Canada native, incredible wrestler, has proven himself time and time again, was a part of one of the most dominant tag teams this generation has ever seen. And I'm going to go with Josh Alexander, formerly a part of the North. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon. I think everything we just said about Nick Aldis can easily be translated with a few minor tweaks to Josh Alexander. Again, what I said about Jacob Fatu, I don't see how your locker room isn't instantly better by having Josh Alexander, the walking weapon.
Yeah, it's funny. And the only negative I can say against Josh Alexander as well is it's that indie mentality. If you can convert over to that way that WWE has to answer to its investors, as long as you can convert yourself to that type of talent, then obviously Josh Alexander is a shoo-in. He reminds me of a young Seth Rollins or Tyler Black, that was it. Coming in as a young Tyler Black going into NXT, but I don't think that he would need to go into NXT. I think that he could get just pushed into the main roster.
He definitely has that, that shoot wrestler kind of style, and to see him in there locking horns with a Cody, locking horns with a gun. If Nick Aldis does go strictly backstage, strictly creative, I think the best thing we could do as far as an in-ring competitor would have him backstage, have him producing a guy like Josh Alexander.
Absolutely. All right, on to my second one. I just want to make this one short and sweet. I feel that the WWE's tag division is lacking heavily. Throwing these random guys together that are really just not doing enough to compete on the Usos level or even on the Street Profits level. Really, like, the Viking Raiders aren't getting over. Even Sammy and KO are better when they're separated and feuding with each other. This has been a very lackluster title run. Give me Aussie Open all day long, hands down. Aussie Open coming in from AEW to WWE, not AEW, sorry, from New Japan, would be one of those ones where these guys have had the taste of the American side of things with AEW. They fit the WWE mold of two guys that have worked together for a while and can put on matches in tandem and make it look like a dance. They're just viral sensations and they are incredible in the ring, and I don't see how they would not make the men's tag division better.
You know, when you talk about teams like FTR, you talk about teams like the Usos, talk about teams like the Motor City Machine Guns, like Beer Money, Aussie Open's right there.
Yep.
I think the only thing holding Aussie Open back is the fact that because they have really had majority of their exposure on the other side of the world, and we saw this at Forbidden Door. Everybody knew they were great when they started wrestling. Nobody really knew who they were. And I think one of the things that AEW does very poorly, and this isn't a shoot at who's better, WWE, AEW, not like that. This is just how I see it. Whenever they bring these people over, they do a very poor job of telling their story, telling people why they should like them, why they should be invested in them.
Yep.
So when you take a team like Aussie Open, you put them in NXT, you expose them to that very controlled group of WWE fans, let them run for 6 months, maybe even a year, and then this buzz starts to happen.
Absolutely.
People start saying, have you seen these Aussie Open guys? Have you seen these guys who came in? They're dressed in this emerald green. They look incredible. Have y'all heard of them?
Yeah.
Guys like me and you were like, yeah, we know. We've been telling you this for years.
Exactly.
But then it starts to spread to the WWE universe, which is really the only thing I think is holding them back, is to no fault of their own. They're just not as well known.
And you're completely correct. Like a 1 year run in NXT, put the tag championships on them, and then just push them to hell or high water and throw them to the wolves on the main roster, they would succeed easily.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, buddy, what's your third?
All right, so we spent a lot of time talking about these heavy hitters, right? We got Aussie Open, we got Nick Aldis, we got Juicy, we got Josh Alexander. I don't want to leave out the Finn Balor's. I don't want to leave out the JD McDonoughs, the Matt Riddles, these people who really aren't bigger, but are just as talented, just as intense, and somebody that I think can come in and really elevate that side of the division, really elevate these mid-card championships, even go on to be a Rumble or a Money in the Bank winner. But at the same time, we spend a lot of time talking about, you know, washing the indy off of you.
Yeah.
A guy who doesn't really have the indy on him in a sense that you can put a microphone in front of him and you're not going to have to worry about, oh, please don't cuss.
Yeah.
Please don't cuss. He's going to be very professional, but he's really going to drive that point across. Give me Ace Austin. Ace Austin from Impact. Imagine him mixing it up with JD, with Finn, with Riddle, with Xavier Woods, with Kofi, and all these other guys. And I still think NXT, because again, he needs that exposure of the WWE universe. But I think Ace Austin is primed, ready, and positioned to overtake any company. He throws a dart on the map. Whatever that dart lands on, that company's willing to take him.
I completely agree with you. It's one of those ones where, again, you go into the NXT developmental, you have a quick 6 to 12 month run, you put on some banger matches, and what WWE is doing and bringing the main event talent down to work with some of the younger talent that are proving themselves. Bring Finn down. Everybody loves when Finn comes back to NXT. Bring Finn down, bring JD down, put him in a few like short-term feuds to see how he carries himself, and then throw him up on a Raw after Mania, or throw him in the Rumble at like 20 or something.
Let me just throw this out there, because it just hit my head. Imagine we have the current NXT champion Carmelo Hayes. And no matter who he's facing, whether it's Braun Breaker, whether it's Wesley, whether it's Dijakovic, whoever it is, okay, they just have this banger slobber knocker of a match. Shout out JR. He retains the title. He's standing in the middle of the ring, holds the title up, lights go out, right? And when lights come back on, just 1,000 playing cards are raining from the top.
That would be insane.
Like, and everybody's like, what the hell is going on? And then on the Titantron, it has this image of the ace just flying across the screen, sticking into the side of it. It says Ace Austin on it.
That would be cool. That would be sick. That's some what was that comic book character that had the
Gambit.
That's some Gambit shit right there. That would be sick. That would be sick.
I would pop so hard.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, if that happens, you know WWE's watching. All right, Kev, I'm going on to my third one, and I'm going a different direction. I'm going with the ladies.
It's about time.
The ladies, God damn it. The ladies division, especially on Monday Night Raw, is hurting and hurting bad.
Yes.
And one of the biggest mistakes I think WWE has done in the better part of the last 5 years is release one of its best talent. And that being Sasha Banks, aka now Mercedes Moné. Yes, I understand she wanted to work in New Japan. I understand that was a thing she wanted to do her entire life and get that Japanese culture and that training. But at the end of the day, like, you are a staple of the current and future women's division. And the fact that WWE let her go is mind blowing to me. That the fact that they put her in a tag team is mind blowing to me. So I think WWE desperately needs Sasha Banks back, especially on Monday Night Raw, for how thin the women's division is, because really you only have women that can compete for the title right now, that being Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, and Becky Lynch. That's it.
No, 100%. I agree. And with the way that they're building Rhea, it's going to take somebody special.
Yeah.
To really dethrone her as the women's champion. If you're done, I'll go right into mine.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, I just think it has to be Sasha Banks. That's one of the number one women in the world that has to come over.
So I'm gonna stick with the women's division.
Okay.
Because when I said about time and I started clapping, it's time we recognize, there are some incredible women. We can go on and on about males wrestlers all day long.
Yeah.
But there are some phenomenal women out there who are absolutely killing it. And I had one written down right here. And I'll give a special shout out to Deonna Purrazzo. I enjoy her. I think she'd be incredible. But I'm actually going to replace that because he kind of hit a nerve with me.
Okay.
And there's this woman who has been in WWE,
okay,
who was a part of the Mae Young Classic, who was a part of NXT UK, and who WWE has let go. And it always surprises me why.
Okay.
And I can never wrap my head around it. And when you look at the Raquels, look at the Biancas, look at the Rheas, the Charlottes, the bigger, stronger women.
Yeah.
Give me Jazzy Gabbert. Jazzy Gabbert was a contestant in the Mae Young Classic.
Okay.
She absolutely dominated. First time on, people were screaming for Jazzy. Jazzy was incredible. I know she's running her own promotion over in Germany right now. I had the very fortunate privilege of interviewing Jazzy Gabbert.
Yeah.
And she is so incredible. I cannot talk about her enough. Phenomenal women's wrestler. Big, powerful, strong. She makes Rhea look the size of Sasha, if that's going to put it into perspective.
Damn.
She is phenomenal. Give me Jazzy Gabbert.
Hell yeah, man. I don't know much about her. I don't even remember the Mae Young Classic that well because it was like, 6-7 years ago. But if you're saying what you're saying about her, man, we'll throw a picture of her up here. I'll definitely
see her picture. It'll jog your memory.
Fair enough. All right, guys. We're going to go back over to the men, and another talent that WWE released, I think, too early because they didn't know what to do with them, is one of their NXT own. One of the guys from Black and Gold that was putting on banger matches and genuinely deserves to be in the main event run. He's over in AEW right now with the House of Black, and I'll say right now, I don't understand why WWE released him. Maybe it was he asked for it. I don't know, but give me Aleister Black. Bring him back. Bring back Aleister Black.
Let me tell you a little story real quick. There was a time where I just got my paycheck. I went out to the store and I bought, I had to get my body wash and my toiletries and stuff like that. And I just bought this big old half-gallon thing of shampoo and this big old half-gallon thing of conditioner so I could wash my hair. Same day, I got home, shaved my head. Don't know why. Just spent all that money on that, shaved my head.
Yeah.
Kevin, what does it have to do with this? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
WWE was getting behind Aleister. They were putting the money behind him. He was getting that push. They were doing these incredible vignettes, these great promos. He was selling the eye thing where his eye was taken.
Yep.
And you really had this idea that they're about to do it. They're about to pull that trigger, but the trigger they pulled
was the wrong one.
The release trigger.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I like went off script with that story.
I get it.
To me, it's kind of the same thing. I spent all this money on this product, and I just decided, you know what? I'm not going to keep that product. That product was Aleister Black.
Yeah, 100%. If yeah, that's all we gotta say. Hell, just bring the whole House of Black over. I'll take it. Julia Hart, Buddy Murphy, bring Buddy back to WWE, please. Just I don't want to go off script on this, but bring Buddy back, please, please, please. I think there's a story there somewhere. I think there's a story.
Who wins that match, Brody King or Rhea Ripley?
Rhea Ripley on a pole match. Ooh. Anyways, next one.
We're not talking about wrestling anymore, are we, Steve?
What's your number 5?
I'm gonna stick with the women.
Okay.
Especially after saying Jazzy Gabbert, this has been a dream match of mine for a long time. I know they had one very, very, very early in their career, and it was a customs match. If anybody doesn't know what a customs match is, it's where the fans can say, hey, I'm going to donate this money for these two to have this kind of match. It could be something like, I want Steve and Kevin to wrestle, but Steve has to wear orange shoelaces.
Okay.
Like, they can do stuff like that. It's nothing creepy, cringy, or what you guys are thinking. It's not OnlyFans or nothing, but it's where they get direct input. So not really a lot of things they could do there. But at this stage in their career, I'm a big fan of, as you said, independent wrestling.
Yep.
And I ring announce, I commentate, and I do a lot of work with Florida independent wrestling. And there's this one girl who has been making a buzz for probably the last 5 years. And I don't mean girl as in disrespectful. There's this woman who is absolutely killing it, who is trained in mixed martial arts like Jazzy Gabbert, who isn't afraid to do deathmatch like Jazzy Gabbert, who is strong, powerful, and can mat wrestle like Jazzy can. And this has been a dream match of mine for a long time. I want to see Jazzy Gabbert versus Lindsay Snow. Lindsay Snow is incredible. She is phenomenal. She's got the look. She can rival a lot of these women that we see on there. Now, I will say, to the point you've made, Jazzy Gabbert's been doing, or not Jazzy Gabbert, sorry. Lindsay Snow's been doing a lot of things right.
Yep.
I love her work. But is it what WWE wants? That part, I don't know, because I'm not in WWE.
Yeah.
I don't make those decisions. Put her in NXT, polish the machine, grease the wheels, make them turn a little smoother. Then you take the chains off of her, and you just watch that woman wreck everybody.
That's sick. And I love the idea of bringing more established women into WWE and just kind of like polishing that pearl, you know what I mean? So I just changed my last one on the fly, and I don't come for me in the comments, because all I'm just gonna say is, Kev, we both agree Will Ospreay should have been at the top of this list, correct?
I think he deserves to be in that list.
Yeah, I think Will Ospreay deserves to be there. We don't need to harp on Will Ospreay. We know what he's capable of. Will Ospreay does deserve to get a shout for this, but we're talking about people that we just see being effective. Will Ospreay would be effective in every role you put him in coming into WWE.
Just while you're giving him his flowers, just one thing, the way he's been able to adapt his style and change it to his body type and maintain his body over the years is nothing shy of outstandingly mind-blowing for him to do the things he's did. And up until recently, never really faced any big injuries. Huge shout out to him for that.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with another female. I just changed it on the run, and I've been watching a lot of her stuff over in Stardom. UK-based wrestler over in Stardom now. One very elegant talent, has that Japanese style, but still has that British hard style as well. And I'm going to go with Mariah May. And I mean, that woman can adapt to anything. She just recently dropped the Stardom Women's Championship, I think like 3 weeks ago or something like that. But Mariah May in the ring gives me Tiffany Stratton mixed with Paige mixed with Becky Lynch, but like just that polished, what WWE wants, that look, but she can go. And she can go with the best of them. I think she succeeds. I don't want to see her NXT. I really don't. I think she would need to do NXT, but I don't want to see her in NXT. I want to see this blonde bombshell come out and just put a finisher on Becky Lynch or Rhea or Bianca, and just people go, who the fuck's that?
Yeah.
And learn, and then vignette after vignette after vignette. And kind of like what they did with Blair Davenport, but on a bigger style, because she is this stunning blonde bombshell. I think it would be incredible.
I'm going to go to something that Bruce Lee said one time. Bruce Lee was famous for saying, be water. And Mariah, in my opinion, is water. Now, what that means is you pour water into a glass, it takes the shape of the glass. Pour it into a pot, it takes the shape of the pot. In a bucket, it takes the shape of the... Whatever you pour it in, it becomes that. She is so versatile and so universal and so, as you said, able to adapt and change and manipulate. She is water. Wherever you put her, she will take that shape and she will be the best version of that shape she could possibly be. And more times than not, it's hit after hit after hit. I wasn't expecting that from you. I'm very proud of you. You're growing up in front of my very own eyes.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? You're going to be buying your first car and off to college someday real soon. But, hey, you're becoming a man, Steve. You're becoming a man. I'm proud of you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, guys. So let us know in the comments who you guys think we missed. Name some independent wrestlers. Name some people that have been released. Let us know in the comments. And what other top fives you think we should do. And like always, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on with all notifications that are the Straight Shoot Wrestling Podcast. My name is Mr. Tesh. This is Heel Kev. And like always, be good people.
Take it easy, guys.